Hey yo guys, my name is Julian Guderlei and I host a show called Green Planet, Blue Planet. Some of you know me for that. Some of you know me from the tribe or the community. And I'm also a private coach and host mentorships. So in this year that I've kind of leaned into this new expression of my career where I host interviews about holistic visions of planet Earth and people that actually are embodying regenerative culture, bringing social impact into like normality. At the same time, I started realizing the opposite polarity of the holistic visions for the earth and what are we actually doing for regenerative culture is what we're doing in our own private personal cosmos, right? So like the transformation on a personal level. And so these two for me are really kind of started to spin in an orbit and that's what I wanted to share today is like the idea of balancing our masculine and our feminine. It's been around in the community for like years and years and years now, and everyone always talks about it. Like you gotta there's masculine and feminine energy in you. And yes, of course, gender is a very fluid thing in 2019. Like just look around, just look inside. It's something that isn't as clearly defined as maybe we're told as children. But then the energies within us, like the yin and yang, come obviously in a balance, and the masculine and the feminine, or a different way of saying it, which really started resonating with me in the last months, is the Chronos and the Kairos. The idea of the Greek mythology, Chronos being the time that we keep, right? The earthly time, like what your cell phone is showing, or simply the organized, more masculine, grounded, here and now kind of pragmatic way of thinking, planning, and scheduling. And the Kairos, which is for me more the ethereal and feminine kind of experience, is this idea of the ethereal itself. It's the interconnectedness throughout all dimensions that we have, well, all access to truly. You maybe said it yourself, or you maybe heard someone else say, like, I'm a multidimensional experience, or I'm a multidimensional consciousness. And so the Chronos is really kind of the timekeeper of this third dimension, this 3D, 4D, where we have time and space, right? Where we are like tactile human beings. But the Kairos in all of us kind of encompasses way more than that and can go from crazy visions to like dreams at night to psychedelic awareness or tripping your literal balls off. And that's fair and good in itself, I would say. And I think that femininity and that like vastness in all of us is something that really creates a complete different way of perceiving and also listening. But none of it is perfect or enough on itself. And what I mean by those strong words is like you really require a form of balance inside of you and on the outside world to go beyond the polarity. So I said in the beginning, I'm hosting these interviews about vision, but I'm also realizing it's about personal transformation. Those are still polarities about the far out vision of the collective and then the private personal cosmos. But what it's shown me, and similar to the masculine, feminine, Chronos Kairos balance inside of me that I'm cultivating and practicing every day, what it's showing me is that only in the interplay, it's actually really real anyway. And so the interplay of those energies within us is where I believe a lot of the anxiety, the stress, or just this like, what else is there? What else can I do? I need to create something. This feeling of need to, or I wish I could, or, oh man, if I only had. Those feelings actually in myself, they're loudest when I'm lost in the polarity of media and reality, or lost in the polarity of politics, right? Or lost in the polarity of even my internal kind of forces. But when I find a balance or an interplay of balance, and I can honor my own timing, the Chronos, I can honor my own integrity to do what I say I'm going to do, to actually show up the way I said I'm going to show up, and at the same time be fluid, to actually express creatively, to start to smile, to start to sing, to start to just dance whenever I choose to, when these two are in balance. The feeling of anxiety, stress, or need to get somewhere else kind of evaporate, and it brings me back into the here and now and into presence.